Upon graduation, Rod and Carol moved to Cincinnati, where Rod got a job as a staff writer with WLW Radio. His duties, though numerous, were less than fulfilling. He provided folksy banter for two entertainers he described as a hayseed MC who strummed a guitar and said, "Shucks, friends," and a girl yodeler whose falsetto could break a beer mug at 20 paces. He composed phony testimonials for a patent medicine remedy. It had about 12% alcohol by volume, and if the testimonials were to be believed, could cure everything from arthritis to a fractured pelvis. He wrote documentaries honoring vocal towns, of which he said, "In most cases, the towns I was assigned to honor had little to distinguish them save antiquity. Any dramatization beyond the fact that they existed physically usually had one major industry, a population, and a founding date was more fabrication than documentation." Rod was desperate to break away from this and devote all his energies to writing things he sincerely cared about, but at the same time he was a married man with responsibilities. At best, freelance writing was a tremendous financial risk, one he was extremely hesitant to take. So for a short time his schedule went like this: write all day at WLW, come home, have dinner, and write all evening on his own projects. It was during this double shift period that I collected 40 rejection slips in a row. Nobody but a beginning writer can realize just how crushing this is to the ego. Clearly, this was an impossible situation. The process of writing cannot be juggled with another occupation, Serling wrote in 1957. Writing is a demanding profession and a selfish one. And because it is selfish and demanding, because it is compulsive and exacting, I didn't embrace it. I succumbed to it. Rod quit his job at WLW. For lush or lean, good or bad, sardies or malnutrition, I'd launched a career. Fortunately for Serling, his timing couldn't have been better. In 1951, television was much easier to break into than it is today. Today, there are virtually no anthology shows, but in 1951 they were all over the dial. If one show rejected his script, Rod could send it, with no changes whatsoever, to another. During his first year freelancing, he earned just under $5,000, selling scripts to such shows as Hallmark Hall of Fame, Lux Video Theater, Kraft Television Theater, Suspense, and Studio One. It was hard work, but it was a living, and Serling was his own man. A lot of these early scripts were rough, underdeveloped, hurried. Some, admittedly, were still pretty bad stuff. But, to be fair, it should be said that if they were bad, at least they were bad in the right direction. A quality which could be seen in these scripts, even as it can be seen in Serling's later scripts for the Twilight Zone, was that even the worst of them revealed a primary concern for people and their problems. Sometimes the situations were cliched, the characters two-dimensional, but always there was at least some search for an emotional truth, some attempt to make a statement on the human condition. Needless to say, this is not what most television concerned itself with in the early 50s, or today for that matter. For example, take this television guide from the Cincinnati Times-Star of November 12, 1953, reprinted verbatim. These program listings include time and channel and were listed under the heading Drama. 6:30, Channel 12, Superman's secret identity is threatened by a gangster's dog. 7 o'clock, Channel 9, Captain Video advises Rangers to blast at full space speed. 7:30, Channel 9. Tom Conway stars as Inspector Mark Saber. 8 o'clock, Channel 5. Joan complicates Brad's hobby of collecting tropical fish. 8:30, Channel 9. Colonel Flack outswindles a tout at the racetrack. 8:30, Channel 5. My Little Margie causes a slight misunderstanding worth $35,000. 9 o'clock, Channel 5. Cincinnati and Rod Serling's A Long Time Till Dawn, story of tumultuous conflict and a young poet, is produced. Given this kind of comparison, it's easy to see why young Serling, only 28 in 1953, quickly gained the notice of both the public and a number of television critics. On Wednesday, January 12, 1955, Kraft Television Theater presented Serling's 72nd television script. To Rod and Carol at the time, the script seemed little different from the 71 before it, and they expected it to receive no greater reaction.